Hello friends, in today's lecture I am going to discuss with you the unit number 1, that is environmental segments. In unit number 2, 3 and 4 I am discuss with you that is the environmental pollution, some environmental techniques, some analysis, greenhouse effect, global warming, etc. Now in today's unit I am going to discuss with you that is the hydrosphere, then biosphere, atmosphere, lithosphere. Those are known as the environmental segments, and some important definitions like threshold value, what is a species, etc. So now the first point, that is called the definition of the environment. Before that, okay, so what is environment? It's easy. It is the living system and its surrounding, all is known as the environment. That is the human being, the animals, those are the living systems, and its surrounding, the whole system is known as the environment. And the living system like biotics, that is the animal, the human, plants, etc. And non-living systems like the non-biotic system, those are the soil, mountain, rocks, water, etc. Now, the factors those are affecting on the environments are like the topographic factors, and those are called the altitudes, the plateau, the lakes, rivers, sea, valleys. Some climatic factors like atmosphere, light, temperature, smoke, humidity. Some adiabatic factors, these are the adiabatic means they are related with the soil. Those are the nature of soil, structure and formation of soil, and its profile. In unit number 2, when I discuss with you, I discussed that point, the soil profile, with you. In this unit I am going to discuss that point in brief, what is soil profile, then sink, the pathway of pollutants, speciation, dissolved oxygen, that is called DO, and the threshold limit value, that is known as a TLV. So, those are some important factors in scope and study of that environmental segment. It is a multidisciplinary science which involve the almost all branch of science. Those are sanitary branch, engineering, chemical, physical, bioscience, life science, etc. Okay, to study the chemical phenomenon of the environmental studies, and this study include the source, the reaction, the transportation effect, the fact chemical species in the air, water and soil, etc. Okay, the environmental issues, some environmental issues, those are the several Japanese killed by eating fish from Minamata Bay in 1960. 3,000 to 4,000 people are died in London in 1952. Historical marble statues and other monuments in Greece and Italy getting damaged by rainwater, that is acid rain, and the Mediterranean Sea got turned into Dead Sea, unable to support the aquatic life. So, these are some environmental issues because of the pollution in environment. Then environmental composition, okay, the main that is important for MCQ purpose and short question purpose, like that this is the important MCQ in many exam, it may be asked, that is the environmental composition is divided into how many parts. It is divided into main 4 parts. Number 1, it is known as the atmosphere, second is the hydrosphere, lithosphere and biosphere. So, those are the 4 main parts of the environment. In environmental analysis, the samples are generally collected for one of the several important reasons, and that is to establish the hazardous level in the environment, to understand the chemistry of the environmental, that is the composition of air, water or constituent present in water, air and soil. And third point, that is to evaluate the measure environmental control and to determine the source of the pollution. That means these are the points which we have to kept in mind, why the samples are collected, that is called sample collection. Why samples are collected for environmental analysis, the reason behind that, to collect the sample like air sample, water sample or soil sample, these are the main factors we are going to determine in the particular samples. Okay, that is the hazardous level, to evaluate the some environmental parameter like the value of COD, BOD, dissolved oxygen, threshold limit value, etc. Then some terms, that is what is pollutant. Number one, so pollutant, you know, that is substance in nature having the greater amount than natural abundance quantity, that is particularly due to the human activities, that is known as the pollutant. That is the definition of the pollutant, and I already give the definition in unit number 4, that is the air pollution, noise pollution and water pollution. And it has ultimately determined the effect on environment like lead, sulfur oxides, carbon monoxide, etc. And what is contaminant? Okay, substance which does not occur in nature but being introduced by the human activities and affecting the natural composition, like chlorine gas, those are known as contaminant. What is contaminant? That is not present in the air or soil or water. That means it may be added by human activities. Okay, and those kind of species which are added by human activities into the air, water or soil, those species are known as, those substances are known as contaminant. Okay, then if it exert a determinantal effect, then it is called pollutant, otherwise contaminant. Okay, then receptor. A pollutant affecting media is known as the receptor. For example, human being is a receptor of photochemical smoke. That means we human which are affected by the pollutant, affected by the contaminant, those are human beings are known as the receptors of that pollutant. Then sink. What is sink? It means the disappearing phenomenon of the chemical constituent, that is known as the sink. Like the medium which is retaining and interacting with a long live pollutants, wall retaining and interacting with acid portion of the rainwater, lead in petroleum act as a anti-knocking agent, that is important as MCQ. The anti-knocking agent added in petroleum, that is the lead, but nowadays catalyzer converts are present in vehicles. Okay, then the pathway of the pollutant. The mechanism by pollutant entered or distributed from its source into the environmental segment is known as pollutant pathway. That is important short question. Define the term pollutant pathway. Pathway, that means the way, the mechanism by which the pollutants are entered or distributed into the environmental segment from their sources. This way is known as the mechanism is known as the pathway of the pollutant. Okay, that one example is given here, the pathway of pollutant, that is the auto exhaust, that is the lead that is present in the gasoline, that is in automobile exhaust, those are PbCl3, PbBr2, that is in air, PbCl2 on soil. Okay, then those are the automobile exhaust that contain the lead from gasoline. Okay, that is mixed in the air in the form of PbCl3 and PbBr2. Then this air is mixed with the soil in the form of PbCl2. Then soil is used for the vegetation. Then vegetation is used for the food crops, and that food are consumed by the humans. Then those are from industries and the markets. That is the pathway. Then the household use, then the sewage, then the rivers to the ocean to fish, and fish to human body. So that is the pathway of the lead. One example is there, the pathway of the lead that is present in the exhaust of the automobile, how they from, that is the source, automobile exhaust is the source and human body is the receptor. Okay, that is the environmental segment, how that lead is distributed from that source to the human body, that is called the pathway of the pollutant. Okay, then speciation, that is the organic, inorganic, organometallic salt, double salt, complex salt that is present in environment are known as a speciation. Okay, any organic, inorganic, organometallic, double salt, complex present in environment segment, like that is the methyl mercurate. Okay, and Hg plus, chromium plus 3, chromium plus 4, single and double salt of metal, all are known as a speciation. Then dissolved oxygen, DO. Okay, dissolved oxygen is the frequently is the key substance in the determining the extent and the king of the life in a body of water. The oxygen that is deficiency is fatal to many aquatic animals such as fish and that aerobic bacteria. You know the difference between anaerobic and aerobic now. Aerobic, that is in the presence of oxygen, anaerobic, that means in the absence of oxygen. Two type of dissolved oxygen are there. Number one, that is known as a COD, that is known as a chemical oxygen demand, and second one is known as a BOD, that is the biochemical oxygen demand. Now, what is COD? That is the index of water when inorganic content of water being oxidized by the oxidizing agent. That is a chemical demand of the particular water. Okay, the index, that is the index of water when the inorganic content of the water, that means the inorganic species which are present in the water, they oxidize with the help of some oxidizing agent. Okay, those practicals are already in your laboratory, the analytical chemistry lab, the practical of COD, chemical oxygen demand, with the help of the K2CrO4, that is the K2CrO7 potassium dichromate, that is the oxidizing agent. Biochemical oxygen demand, that is the measured by the quantity of oxygen utilized by the aquatic microorganism during the 5 days period. That means that is in the rivers, lakes, oceans. Okay, the quantity of oxygen that are utilized by the microorganism during the 5 days period. Okay, that is the aquatic life, that is the bacteria, some algae, some that is the oceanic plants, those consume the oxygen. That particular quantity of the oxygen utilized by those aquatic microorganisms, those are known as the biochemical oxygen demand. Then the threshold limit value, the definition is most important. Short question is that define the term, what is TLV, threshold limit value, that is defined by the industry. Those are important for the workers who are working in the industry level. So, the permissible level of a toxic pollutant in atmosphere to which a healthy industrial worker is exposed during the 8 hour a day without any adverse effect, that is known as a TLV. TLV is a value, that means for like beryllium, the TLV is 0.002 milligram per meter cube. That means that is the value for beryllium, particular in 0.002 milligram per meter cube. A worker in an industry, that much amount of the beryllium in the air must be tolerable. Okay, that means in particular this value, in particular this limit of the beryllium in the atmosphere, any worker, a healthy worker can work in the industry during the 8 hours working periods. Okay, more than that, it may affect the human body, it may cause the adverse effect to the workers which are working in the industry. So, those values are known as a TLV, the threshold limit value, the permissible level of a toxic pollutant in atmosphere to which a healthy industrial worker is exposed during 8 hours a day without any adverse effect. And the values are different for zinc, that is 1 milligram per meter cube. Those values are important. Most important is the definition. The level of toxic pollutant in the atmosphere, that is the healthy of industrial worker is exposed during 8 hours in day without any effect, is known as a TLV. Okay, then another some terms like that is the total dissolved solid, TDS. Okay, that is the total dissolved solid, the total suspended solid, TSS, the municipal solid waste, that is known as MSW. I already discussed with you in number 4. The effluent treatment plants, ETPs, are also discussed in that MSW unit. Okay, so these are some important terms. Those full forms are important for MCQ purpose. Keep in mind what is TDS, TSS, MSW. TDS is the total dissolved solid, TSS is the total suspended solid, and MSW, municipal solid waste. Now, that is the environmental segments. Okay, there are mainly 4 segments of the environment. That is, here some mistakes in the spellings are there. Atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, and biosphere, the main segments of the environment, but atmosphere is further subdivided into 4 parts, that is the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, and the thermosphere. So these four are the part of atmosphere: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere. Okay, I am going to discuss all one by one. So in atmosphere, and what is its function? So atmosphere, that is the cover of air that envelope the earth, is known as the atmosphere. That is the definition of the atmosphere. You must remember the definition. The cover of air that envelope the earth, okay, the cover of air that envelope the earth is known as the atmosphere. Then this atmosphere is subdivided into four subdivisions. Atmosphere is the protective thick gaseous mantle surrounding the earth which sustain the life on earth and serve it from unfriendly environment of outer space. And the height of that is 1600 kilometer from the earth surface. That means if that is the earth surface, from earth surface the 1600 kilometer, that much area is known as the atmosphere. The atmosphere is a reservoir of several elements and gases essential to life, and it serves many purposes and functions. Atmosphere held to the earth by gravitational attraction. The atmosphere envelope is dense at sea level and thin rapidly upwards. That means a particular at sea level, when you, and that is nearer to earth surface, at nearer to earth surface at sea level, the density of the atmosphere is higher. And when you move upwards, that means from away the earth surface, the density of the atmosphere is thin, becomes thin. You know, that is from outer layer, atmosphere is very thin. It absorbs most of the cosmic rays from outer space and protects living things from their harmful effects. That means that is the important for MCQ purpose. The function of the atmosphere, that it absorb the cosmic ray, okay, that is from the outer space, and protect the living things from harmful effects. Continue the point, that is it maintain the heat balance of the earth also. Those are the function of the atmosphere. That is important for 2 mark short question also. Write a short note or give the function of the atmosphere. Atmosphere also absorb the infrared radiation emitted by the sun, as well as absorb the energy emitted from the earth in the form of infrared radiation. Atmosphere serve as a insulation from heat loss at the earth's surface and stabilize the weather. It climate owing to the heat capacity of the air also. Several cycles are present in the atmosphere that related to the movement of matter between the movement of matter between organism and its environment. Now, what is the composition of air? Just a minute. Okay, what is the composition of air? So, air consists of, that is important for MCQ purpose, air consists of 78.08% of nitrogen, 20.95% of oxygen, 0.93% of argon, 0.5 to 5% of the water, and other gases includes are like trace amount of carbon dioxide, that is 0.04%, helium, neon, krypton, xenon, etc. That is the composition of air, important for MCQ purpose. So please remember those data. The molecular weight of atmosphere, that question is already asked in April 19. That is, the question is, the molecular weight of atmosphere is nearly equal to the weight of that is the carbon dioxide, CO2. Just a minute. So the question that is asked in April 19, that is the molecular weight of the atmosphere, that is equal to the weight of 28.96, that is the weight of nitrogen, 2 nitrogen, N2, that is 14 into 40, 28. So how you can explain that particular point? The weight, the average molecular weight of air is equal to the molecular weight of nitrogen. So here we have some data here. To find out the average molecular weight of the air, that is the molecular weight, average weight, that is equal to molecular weight of gases into the factor of gases. So the molecular weight, that is the in composition of air, okay, I already discussed with you, that is the molecular weight of oxygen into factor of oxygen plus molecular weight of nitrogen into factor of nitrogen, molecular weight of argon into factor of argon, molecular weight of carbon dioxide into the factor of carbon dioxide. Okay, and these values are already given to you. Okay, what is the factor of oxygen? Okay, that factor can be obtained by its percentage that is present in the composition of air. For oxygen, the value is, look at here, the oxygen, the value is 20.95%. So what will be the factor for nitrogen? That is percentage. So if you divide that value by 100, you got the factor, that is 20.95 divided by 100, you got 0.2095. look at here, 0.2095. So that is the factor for oxygen. Similarly, factor for nitrogen, that is the 78.08%, you remember that. Okay, so divided by 100, you got 0.7808. For argon, that is 0.004, when you so there is 0.04, I think, sorry. For argon, that is 0.5 to 5%, okay, and for, sorry, that is 0.93%, but here the value is, yes, for the carbon dioxide, those values are, I think those are mismatched here. The value that is 9.3, that is for argon. So here one correction is there. For argon, the value is that is 0.0093, and for carbon dioxide, that is 0.04. Okay, so these are reverse. So when you put the values in this equation, the factor for oxygen, factor for nitrogen, factor for argon, factor for carbon dioxide, and their molecular weight. So for oxygen, that is 32, for nitrogen, that is 28, for argon, that is 39.9, for carbon dioxide, that is 44, and when you summation, you the sum of that particular is called 28.96 gram per mole. So that is the value of nitrogen. For nitrogen, molecular weight is 28, and here the average molecular weight is also 28.96, that is 29. So in that way, you can easily explain the point that the average molecular weight of air is nearly equal to the weight of nitrogen, molecular weight of nitrogen. Now the molar mass of atmosphere is close to the molar mass of nitrogen from equator altitude starting from, that is 11 kilometer, and from polar axis it is 50.57 kilometer, which is called the negative lapse rate. Atmosphere divided into different concentric zones or layers, and those are here. The structure of atmosphere, that is the atmosphere may be broadly divided into the different region, that is extending up to the 500 kilometer of the altitudes with varying temperature from minimum of minus 92 degree to maximum of 1200 degrees Celsius. Those data are important for MCQ purpose. Look at here, that is the structure, okay, that is the region, the layers, the concentric layers of atmosphere, that is the troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, the last one that is called exosphere. In between that, there was the presence of ozone layer also. So that is the 0 to 11 kilometer to 11 to 50 kilometer, that is the troposphere. 1150 to 5085, that is called the stratosphere. 5085 to 85, that is called mesosphere. Okay, so that is troposphere. From the earth surface, okay, from the surface of the earth to 11 kilometer is called troposphere. 11 to 50 is called stratosphere. 50 to 85 is called mesosphere, and 85 to 500 is known as the thermosphere. And between the troposphere and stratosphere, that is the 20 to 30 kilometer region, that is known as the ozone layer. The data are discussed here. What is troposphere? Though it extends from 0 to 11 kilometer altitude from the earth sea level surface, that is 0 to 11 is known as the troposphere, and this layer lies closer to the earth's surface, and it is the layer of the atmosphere in which man along with other organisms are live. That means we human being are lives in the troposphere. Okay, that is important question, and as a human being we must know in which layer of the atmosphere we are living. Some and all the the living organisms are the live in the particular troposphere level. The upper limit of the troposphere may vary by kilometer depending on the factor like temperature, nature of the terrestrial surface, etc. Now, the density decreases exponentially with increasing the altitude. In respect of the composition, the troposphere is more or less homogeneous in the absence of air pollution, mainly due to the constant circulation of air masses into the region. Troposphere is also turbulent region due to the energy flow arising from the imbalances of the heating and cooling rates between the equator and the poles. Okay, the temperature in the troposphere, that is, falls uniformly. Increasing the altitude, the air near ground level is heated by the radiation from the earth. The cold layer, that is minus 56 degrees Celsius at the top of the troposphere, is known as a tropopause. Remember this point, the cold layer minus 56 degrees Celsius at the top of the troposphere is known as a tropopause, which marks the temperature inversion. And then the stratosphere, okay, it extends from 11 to 50 kilometer from the troposphere layer, and the temperature increases with increase in the altitude with a maximum of minus 2 degrees Celsius at the upper limit of the atmosphere. Now, ozone in this region absorb the UV radiation. That means here in stratosphere, that was the ozone layer. It absorbs, you know about ozone layer, ozone depletion. I already discussed ozone depletion with you in the last lectures. So, it absorbs the UV radiation and raises the temperature, causing a positive lapse rate. The stratosphere becomes warms with increased distance from the earth, is that UV radiation absorbed by the ozone is transformed into the heat. That is the reaction ozone plus H nu, that give O2 plus molecular oxygen. Ozone layer is of great importance because it absorbs the radiation and prevents the latter from reacting the earth, where it may be dangerous to living organisms. Then the mesosphere and the thermosphere and the exosphere. What is a mesosphere? It extends from 50 to 85 kilometer from the stratosphere. The temperature region, that is here, is minus 2 degrees Celsius to, that is, minus 95 degrees Celsius. Then it shows the negative lapse rate, that is, that is the decrease in the time. What is the negative lapse rate and what is the positive lapse rate? Negative lapse rate, that means it is decrease in the temperature, and positive lapse rate, that is the increase in the temperature. So, in the mesosphere we shows the negative lapse rate, that is the decrease in the temperature. Now, mesosphere consists of very important ionosphere. That means in mesosphere there was sub region, that is known as ionosphere. That means that is important for MCQ purpose. The ionosphere is situated in which region of the atmosphere? The answer is the mesosphere. One more important term, that is the Van Allen belt, that is the plasma. The Van Allen belt is also situated in the ionosphere. Okay, that is, an ionosphere is in the mesosphere, and mesosphere is the part of the atmosphere. So, some important charged particles like O2 plus, NO plus, N2 plus, O plus, those are present in the ionosphere. The ionosphere produces the magnetic field which influence the magnetic field of the earth, and that is generate the bands. Those bands are known as the Van Allen belt, that is the plasma. Mesopause is regarded as the coldest place. That means in the troposphere the coldest place is known as the tropopause. In mesosphere the coldest place is known as the mesopause. Here formation of the thunder clouds and frozen is take place, which shows the types of lightning called the sprites. Okay, so here from that particular topic, many of the MCQs are here. That is the ionosphere, then the Van Allen belt, then in the thunder, the lightning processes, those are called the sprites. Okay, the thunder cloud, the formation of thunder clouds, and the frozen, that is take place in the types of lightning called sprites. Those all are observed in the mesosphere. And the thermosphere and the exosphere, the outer layer of the atmosphere is known as the exosphere. What is the thermosphere here? Exosphere is not a part of an atmosphere. Okay, temperature region that is increases above 95 minus 95 degrees Celsius above the mesosphere. The layer extend range is 85 to 500 kilometer onwards. That means above 500 kilometer the region is known as the exosphere. Temperature again increases, giving positive lapse rate. Around 100 kilometer of altitude, atmosphere becomes thick and it regarded as a boundary of the atmosphere. Gases like N2O2 split into atoms and also undergo ionization by the absorption of the UV radiation. And then the next one, that is called the hydrosphere. The region of the environment that is related to the water. Hydro means water, sphere means the region, that is called water region. The region of the environment related to the water is called hydrosphere. 80% of the earth's surface is covered with water. You know, 3 parts of the earth are covered with water, only 1 part is available for soil, that is for living organisms. Water being the universal solvent, you know already that, essential to all life. And hydrosphere include, these are the source of hydrosphere, that is the sea, river, ocean, lakes, ponds, streams, glaciers, polar ice caps and groundwater. Among the available water, 97% is from the oceans, 2% from the glaciers and polar ice caps, and remaining 1% water is only useful to the living organisms towards the drinking and agriculture activities. Okay, the mass balance of annual rainfall shows that 70% is lost by the direct evaporation and the transpiration by plants, while remaining 30% goes into the stream flow. That is the mass balance of the water. Okay, the rainfall, the annual rainfall shows 70%, that is 70% water is lost by direct evaporation, okay, and transpiration, that is by plant, while remaining 30% that is goes into the stream flows, like that is streams like the lakes, ponds, rivers, etc. The approximate breakup of this stream flow consumed by man, that is only 8%, that is in irrigation, 2% for domestic use, 4% for industrial use and 12% for the electrical utilities. And that is important for matching the following kind of questions. Lithosphere, that means litho is stand for soil, sphere is the region, that is the soil region. Lithosphere means the mantle of rocks that consisting the earth crust, that is known as the lithosphere. The solid component of the earth called lithosphere, which is related with the edaphic factors and includes the mainly soil, earth, rocks and mountains. A lithosphere mainly contains 3 layers: earth crust, mantle, outer and inner core. That point is already discussed in the soil profile, that is A horizon, B horizon, O horizon and C horizon. Okay, so you can go in that video and see the soil profile also. Now the core, that is the inner core of the earth, that is the central fluid. Okay, what is the core? That is the central fluid or vaporized sphere having diameter of about 2500 km from the center. The core is probably composed of nickel and Fe, that is important for MCQ. The core, the earth core is composed of which element? That is nickel and iron. Now the second layer, that is called mantle. Mantle is extended about 2900 to 3000 km above the core and it is in the molten state. And the outermost solid zone of the earth is known as the crust. It is about 8 to 40 km above the mantle surface of crust in covered with the soil. Now below earth crust, that is the rigid plates are there, that is 100 to 150 km moving discontinuously over the mantle, which underlying the plastic zones, which is nothing but called as asthenosphere. So that is important MCQ here. What is the asthenosphere? Asthenosphere, that means it is the region that is below the earth crust. Those are the rigid plates, that is 100 to 150 km, and those are moving discontinuously above the mantle. those are the plates. Okay, those are the plates which are moving discontinuously on the molten state of the lithosphere, and they are underlying the plastic zones, which is nothing but known as the asthenosphere. These plates moving in several long years because of internal forces of the earth, you know, the region behind the earthquakes. Okay, because of the collision of those plates with each other, there was earthquakes happens. Lower mineral containing material are known as the olive materials, also important for the MCQ purpose. The last one, that is called biosphere, also known as the ecosystem of the environmental segment. So, biosphere can be defined imaginary. Okay, it is imaginary region, that is as earth crust plus atmosphere plus living species, that is the combination. Look at here, biosphere is the combination of earth crust, atmosphere and living species that is existing in the zone 600 meters above and 10,000 meters below the sea level, that is called biosphere ecosystem. Biosphere exists which depends on the exchanging of the continuous supply of the essential nutrients from other segments. Approximately it contains 3.5 lakh plant species including the algae, fungi, 11 million species of animals, unicellular protozoa to humans. It is also called ecosystem, which represent a stable equilibrium of various biological and physical factors which have been operating in the past, and the interrelationship is operated by some natural cycles. That is the second part of our unit number 1, that is the natural cycle, that is the sulfur cycle, water cycle, nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle. I have discussed with you in the next lectures the natural cycles. Those natural cycles are the part of the biosphere or the ecosystem, that is the hydrogen cycle, oxygen, carbon dioxide, for phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen cycle, etc. Ecosystem operates in a balanced manner. It stabilizes entire biosphere and system and sustain the life processes. Okay, so that's all about today's lecture. Okay, see the lecture, and if you have any doubt in your mind, then you can write down those questions in the comment section, or you can also ask in my lecture. Thank you for watching.